Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menasce. On today's show, we're talking about meetings, and specifically the balance between enough structure to create accountability and so much meeting time that work itself gets pushed into evenings, weekends, and sleep. I've been looking at my own calendar, and the conclusion's uncomfortable. Too much of the week is talking about work, and the consequence is not just fatigue. When focused work has to be stolen from the margins of the day, commitments become less predictable. A calendar full of meetings create an appearance of control while quietly making the organization less reliable. The research on meeting effectiveness does not support one universal format. It supports matching the communication method to the job. Routine information should usually be written. Coordination among a tightly connected team can justify a brief stand-up. A difficult decision requires a longer working session, and a formal operation review can make sense when leaders have to examine performance, challenge assumptions, allocate resources, and leave with consequential decisions. Meeting science makes a useful distinction. If the purpose is simply to broadcast routine, non-urgent information, there's very little reason to synchronize a whole bunch of calendars. Put the update in Slack or a project system or a weekly report. Good asynchronous communication requires context, clarity, ownership, and documentation. It's not the absence of management. Done properly, it's management without forcing everyone to stop at the same time. A 15-minute stand-up meeting serves a different purpose. These scrums fall into short daily events for people doing the work. The strongest use is not to report upwards. It's identifying blocking issues, coordinating dependencies, and deciding what needs attention before the team disperses. Empirical studies show that stand-ups both have benefits but also create frustration. They work when the information is relevant and problems are surfaced quickly, and they fail when they become repetitive theater. A stand-up meeting doesn't rescue a meeting that should have been an email. A time box is valuable, and brevity alone is not effectiveness. A 15-minute interruption imposed on 10 people consumes 2.5 man-hours before accounting for preparation and the cost of switching back and forth between different contexts. At the other end of the spectrum is the formal operations review. These meetings are expensive, and they can be worthwhile if the stakes justify the cost. The mistake is turning them into a parade of presentations. Slides are often used to transmit information that could have been read beforehand. The live meeting should be reserved for exceptions, variances, unresolved risks, decisions, and resource conflicts. My friends at Amazon are known for starting important meetings with a written narrative rather than a slide deck. The principle is that the thinking should happen before the meeting. People should arrive with the facts, with the alternatives, and central questions already visible. That changes the meeting from a performance into a decision process. So what is the right level of formality for a weekly status meeting? Start by separating 3 things that are usually mixed together: information, accountability, and problem solving. Information belongs in a written update. Accountability belongs in a visible list of commitments, owners, and dates. And problem solving belongs in the meeting, but only for the few issues that require judgment or cooperation of the people present. I would personally redesign a weekly meeting around pre-read submitted in advance. Each person reports completed commitments, missed commitments, upcoming priorities, and decisions needed. The meeting begins on time. There's no round-robin recital of material everyone can read. Review exceptions, select 2 or 3 high-value issues. Make the decisions, assign the owners, and end early when the work is complete. That might produce a 25-minute meeting one week and a 60-minute meeting the next. Duration should follow the work, not the calendar. The goal is not to minimize meeting minutes at any cost. The goal is to minimize total coordination cost while preserving decision quality, trust, and execution. Here is the test that I'm applying to my own calendar. Does this meeting create a decision, remove a blocker, improve a relationship, or materially reduce the risk? Does everyone invited need to actually be there? Could the update be handled asynchronously? What focused work will be displaced? And after that meeting, is it unmistakably clear who's going to do what and by when? The answer is not less or more formality. It's creating a disciplined fit, using writing for transmission, stand-up for coordination, and working sessions for decisions. And then finally, a formal review for things that have real consequences. Protect execution time as seriously as meetings. When meetings force real work into the nighttime, the organization is borrowing against tomorrow's reliability. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.